A little bit of background on the Gift of the Hip project. I know that a lot of you people know about it already, but I want to let you know that the idea is, what if within every tragedy, adversity, every setback in our lives, that there is also a blessing to be found, something that we could unwrap that would make things great. The stories in the Gift of the Hip collection showcase the strengths of the human spirit through the accounts of amazing individuals, ordinary people, who've embraced extraordinary events and have chosen to find the gift within their hip. In this volume 1, you will find that the authors have faced hits like the following. They have faced stillbirth, they have faced organ transplants, cancer, mental health problems, ALS, Parkinson's, anorexia, being burned, a heart attack, sexual abuse, a severe car accident, a stroke, blindness, becoming widowed, autism, testicular cancer, lupus, ADD, divorce, and dementia. From Peter's perspective, it's been Parkinson's. And Peter, come on up. We'd like you to say a few words, if you would, about what it's meant to put this book together and what it's meant to bring everybody together for this night here in Halifax.
Thank you, Dave. There's actually a little slideshow, Bruce, so I might as well bring that one up. Give us a second. Bring a PowerPoint and the last slideshow there. It's a nice slideshow. Talk about yourselves. Thanks for hanging around. So we're just going to put the thing on the screen there. So I have these two little kids, and I wouldn't have those two little kids or my adoring wife if it wasn't for Parkinson's. As you'll read in my chapter, I was a pretty stubborn bachelor, and I spent most of my life being alone and avoiding relationships, or just sticking with them for a couple of years. So Parkinson's called my bluff on a decades-old belief that I was unworthy of love. So when I realized that, wow, I surrendered to love because of Parkinson's, I started talking about it as a gift. And I would just bring it up in casual conversation, as people often do. And next slide there, Bruce. And people often wonder, well, how do you put together a book of 20 authors coming from all over the place? Well, it starts very simply. It starts with a conversation. All good things start with a conversation. And this conversation took place with Tatiana in the narthex of our church during a particularly fussy Sunday morning, where my little Hannah was fussing and her little Lachlan was fussing. And we were calming our kids, and we got talking about stuff, and I said something to the fact that I had Parkinson's, and it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me, and I'm writing a book about it. Now, when I say that to people, sometimes they go, or sometimes they go, yeah, I know. I had something happen to me. Or my relative had something happen to me. And we have a different conversation. Well, Tatiana described a hit, which was this baby, Andrew, who was born still, as they say. He was born dead, as they say. And she talked about it as a spiritual journey. And having a little kid of my own, I thought, my gosh, that must be really hard to go through. But she's probably thinking, oh, you got Parkinson's, you're going to shake through that. That must be pretty hard to go through. So it's not my journey, but it's her journey. And it got me the idea of thinking, maybe there's other people that have stories about how to turn stuff into different stuff. And before I show the next slide, I'm going to set it up. It's Mary who gave me the next author. So that was the first author. The second author was this. Now, if you know Mary, you know that she'd be the kind to attract the likes of this guy. No, you're not innocent, Laura. You're not innocent either. No, you're not innocent. Laura and that whole gang have an annual fundraiser for a brain disease that Laura's intimately acquainted with. And they have an annual fundraiser, and I put an offering of a 1-hour program up for the auction block, and someone from Exit Realty accepted the bid, and I went over and did a workshop for an hour a bit, and I said, by the way, I'm writing a book, gift of the head, and such, such, such. And is Thomas's mom here tonight? So anyway, Thomas's mom came up to me and said, my son just rolled a giant gonad across Canada. A giant ball about this big. And it's for testicular awareness, testicular cancer awareness. And I said, I want to talk to this guy. So he's called Halsey. And his mission is to get young men to take care of this other health. So because of Laura's hope, someone bought the ticket, I did the workshop, and there was a mother in the audience, and we connected it, so you and him should meet. So then we have more beautiful people coming forward. And I don't know what your spiritual belief is, but sometimes when you put it out there, it's just a beautiful thing because the universe starts to fold in. And so we manifested Tricia, who will be speaking here tonight. Next. And David here, who's here in the audience tonight. But just look at this language. Moments of deep awareness were held in quiet reverence as I became keenly aware of the texture of my life. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't it make you want to read the chapter? You have to buy the book to read the chapter. And also some pretty profound things. And Kathy's going to read later too, but the human tragedy story is so apparent it can obliterate the soul journey. But love saw past her mother's dementia to the beauty within. So when her mother finally died, she saw her as a soul, not as a broken body. So there's some beautiful stuff in there. So I'll just and Louise will be online there in a minute. She's sharing her beautiful journey. In business, people fail, and his ADD was a rich lesson for him. One more. And the hope for the program is very simple: to read and share, to promote the gratitude and resiliency that's in the document, to encourage others to tell their stories, because we are doing a volume 2, and also to share as inspired through social media. And with regards, because my voice is running out right now, so I just have one more thing to say, and that's the next slide. And I don't have to say any words at all. I'll just give it to you, and thank you for being here.